Conspiracy Worldwide Radio. Time to bring out another guest, an absolute superb guest. We support his music on this show. Every single week, I think we manage to get a new track and put it onto the show. He's joining us right now. He's got a 3 CD set on its way. He's got the Four Horsemen Project and, of course, the Under Gods. Canibus, welcome back to the Friday Night Live show.
What's good, Montana?
Everything is great this side. It's a pleasure to hear your voice once again. Busy times for Canibus.
Yeah, I got, you know what I mean, always working, always getting the joints recorded.
Now let's talk about the main joint that's out there. We're talking now, as we speak, I think it's going to be approximately 45 days now when we get this interview out until the release of Lyrical Lord. The promotional team and the strategies that a lot of artists neglect nowadays, they just sit in the comfort of the record label men and just hope everything's going to work out. But the actual promotional strategies that you've taken into your own hands for this has been tremendous. I mean, you've got your own website, the Total Control now on the Canibus catalog site. You've taken everything back into your hands and you're ready now to promote this and get this out to the world. A 3 CD set. You've got the brand new album. You've got the album of artists which are called from Spitboss. They've got their own album as well. And the other CD is a special CD because it's material from the early 90s from yourself.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Lyrical Lord. First, I wanted to say thank you to you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody over there at Conspiracy Worldwide Radio in advance for being maybe the only venue that an artist like me, you know, can speak on what's going on without censoring the real issues that's plaguing hip-hop music and everybody that participates in it. And, you know, second, I want to tell the listeners, you know, what recent decisions I've been struggling with after years and years of hard, objective thought. You know, I decided to stand down with any campaign against Royce and Joey. And I'm going to tell you why. Earlier today, I saw, you know, some shit that Slaughterhouse had to say about me. Now, obviously, I'm frustrated with how niggas talk about respect and then do a 180 in the same breath. You know, I respect Canibus, so forth and so on. And then in the same breath, turn around and say, you know, he's finished. You know, he don't sound like he used to. So all of those things, you know, if you're going to say you respect somebody, then say that and keep it there. You know, once you start to talk about you respect them and then you switch it up in the same sentence, it's like your real agenda is coming out and something else is coming out, but the listeners are not, you know, they can't perceive it all the time. So, you know, sometimes they just, you know, the part about the respect goes in one ear and out the other, and then the things that you said after that are the things that they key in on. And, you know, I mean, anybody's going to be tight at someone for, you know, in a public arena, you know, casting a negative light on them. Anybody's going to be tight about that, especially when, you know, Royce said it himself, Joey said it himself, you know, yo, Canibus was just so good and he was this and he was that and the third. It's like, yo, I heard all that part. Like, all that was good. If they'd have said that and left it there, you would have never heard no response from me. So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there because it's important for them to know that, listen, all in all, you know what I'm saying? I want to see them win. I want to see Slaughterhouse win. And I'm proving that in spite of what I said in my response to the flagrant disrespect coming from all sides about my craft and my ability as an MC, I'm not a hater and I'm not looking for attention from them or any of their followers. If anybody listening to this could trade places with me for one day during times like this, they see how uneven the playing field is. They see how uneven the playing field gets. When I step into the arena, I watch niggas that I kicked it with this year, 2011, that came to the Guru tribute concert that I performed at in February. I seen them write some shit like, people don't know who's who from a distance and can't tell who the fool is. So I took that to mean that this person is talking about me to somebody else looking for their approval by switching sides on me. Why would a person try so hard to get into your dressing room and, you know what I'm saying, come with so much respect only to slay you when you ain't looking? You know, I can't tell you when and where those types of deceptive practices became the standard in the hip-hop social circles. But I will say that it's a different animal than it used to be, and I'm completely out of sync with how to proactively deal with or react to it without getting ugly. Put yourself in my shoes. How would you react to someone shitting on your craft, album after album, after giving so much to hip-hop, when you never even asked for nothing in return? When I was coming up, I can't really remember an instance where my favorite MCs had to ask people that they was putting the music out to for support or ask them for anything in return. They used to do it for the love of the music and for the art form and in order to build on it. That's why they used to make their music. And so I followed suit and followed from their example. In the years when I was impressionable, I took those, I took those ones to grow on, and I tried to do the same thing. And then all these years later, I could say that I have done the same thing. I added on to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people, some folks is going to fight and not give up. Some people going to want you to fight and not give up. When you're facing insurmountable odds. Other people might find a way to take the poison with a chaser. And yet other people is going to find another option. My options have always been simple but rigid. I love hip hop as Jermaine Williams. As Canibus, I live and breathe hip hop. Canibus absolutely loves hip hop without question. That's why Canibus responded the way he did to many of the things that happened to him in hip hop. I responded out of my love for hip hop and justice in general. Everybody is entitled to how they define their love for something. So I can't, I can only speak for myself. But the way I see it, when you really love something, you don't compromise no matter what the consequences is. If you love hip hop so much that you sell out your own niggas or you collect payola to play some music and keep other music in the shadows, then that's on you. If you love hip hop so much that you don't see anything wrong with trying to tear down a nigga dealing with most of the same struggles you dealing with, then that's also your choice. But I love hip hop, and I ain't gonna try to destroy the next nigga going for his. I love hip hop that much. I got niggas, I got at niggas for going at mines first. And that don't work no more because it seems like everybody is going hard in the paint for things that belong to somebody else without realizing that there's space for all of us in this shit. And technology made that possible, but it also opened up the door for Pandora's box because now people are more interested in doing for self than ever. And I'm not perfect, and I need technology too because it makes things easier. But when I was talking about what the internet was going to be in 1998, I was shut down for, weak production and plenty of other things that the average artist would get away with. But not me. I got to pay penance for everybody's mistakes and everybody's deceptions and their lies, and then still get told that I'm not taking responsibility for my own actions, no matter what I do. So yeah, whatever standards, they've been using in hip hop since its inception, it always changes when I get involved. And going by that logic, I feel like I'm no good for hip hop because I'm irrelevant and all that other shit that people think. Now, I don't give a fuck what people think, especially the haters, but at some point, it gets to where it infringes on the things needed to advance forward. I gave more to hip hop in 15 years than some people gave in a lifetime. It's just the truth. And when you got people that got less than half the time that I got in, and you start talking reckless about me on a level that approaches 6 or 7 figures, you got 60,000 fans or you got 100,000 fans, like, it's time to reassess the strategy. And it's time to think about, what am I doing this for? And I know what I'm doing this for. And hip hop as a whole is trying to convince the culture that I'm doing this for other reasons. And that all by itself is enough to make a nigga spaz for real. So, if you or the listeners can't see how benching me or trying to bench me would make me react, then you ain't got no empathy. And without empathy, you're a robot pretending to be a human. So yo, that's it. You know what I'm saying? To all the real Canibus, followers and hip hoppers, don't freak out. I'm gonna still make music, but I don't know how you're gonna hear it on a wide level anymore. I don't know, I don't know what the point of going so hard with is when every piece you need to stand on is pulled right from underneath you. Meanwhile, everybody wants to see something historic. Even if it's your demise, they all want to see it. But try to get them to go all out, and they're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Most people are scared to admit that they are scared. So, you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of people's problem. They got fear of admitting that they have some some doubts about what they're doing. But uncertainty is what makes us human. A lot of people, they hold my foot to the fire. They hold my feet to the fire over certain things. It's like, yo, other artists got away with that. You praise them for that, and then even individually, you don't want somebody like Premier going on something like a Vlad TV and saying, you know, something that's syndicated all over the place. You wouldn't want, if you was me, you wouldn't want someone like DJ Premier after you just worked with him. You just worked with him. You know, I just performed the Guru tribute concert in February. The day after I performed that, I saw the Vlad TV shit. So I was fuming, you know, and anybody that uses empathy and puts themselves in my position, they wouldn't want Premier to say that. They would want Premier either to not say nothing at all, or, you know, to say something positive. Because I don't see who that hurts except me. When Primo says that, production slows down, features slow down, shows slow down. Like, all of these things happen, and nobody talks about that, though. You shouldn't have said nothing because Primo is the God and so forth and so on. All right, well, I tell Primo that to his face, but I also tell him, yo, man, what you said was foul because that wasn't the truth. You was late every day to the studio. You act like you didn't want to do the shit.
How would you react to people who might say that DJ Premier wasn't really thinking about the repercussions when he said that?
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't
fucking matter because I just did the Guru concert. And you know what I'm saying? If that's the case, the same thing that I tell you, like, listen, man, you want to ask me questions? Write down the questions and send them to me in advance so I can know what you're going to ask, so I can tell you what not to ask. So I don't have to snap on you on camera and tell you, yo, man, that's out of line. That's out of bounds. So he could have either did the same thing because he's been out longer than me, so he got to know the ropes when it comes to that now. Or he could have thought very quickly, like, all right, you know, if I say something right here, you know, this is fucking Biss up. You know what I'm saying? Biss, you know what I'm saying? Biss rise for me. Biss rise for hip-hop. Biss rise for Guru. So, you know, I just, yeah, like I said, man, you can ask me that question all day. What would I say to somebody saying that, you know, he wasn't thinking, that it doesn't fucking matter, man. If he wasn't thinking then he should have definitely thought about it later when he went and did his little radio show and was, you know, further saying like, yo, don't do nothing. If you do a record, I can't wait. I know what record I'm gonna do, Canibus. Like, he was still throwing fuel on it instead of saying, you know what, Biss, word, you know what I'm saying? Me going there, it affected you. It affected you. That's why you said something, because it affected you. Nobody else is affected that way. Not one person besides me and my family is affected by that, or those riding with me. It doesn't affect anyone else outside of those people. And so by doing that, that means you disrespected myself and everybody that's riding with me. You disrespected everybody. So, and then you don't apologize for the shit. You know what I'm saying? You just throw fuel on it because naturally, you know what I'm saying? It's not my style to, you know, get on Twitter or get on any type of other venue and just start relentlessly talking about that. Like, I just say what I got to say about it and leave it alone. But ain't nobody going to get me to ever say, you know what I'm saying, ever give up the ghost and say, yo, yeah, you know, what he did was cool and I don't care. Like, yeah, I fucking care. It was out of line. It was out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't supposed to happen. Since it did happen, he could have rectified it. He didn't really clean it up. He just said, yo, me and Canibus is good now. Come see me. It's a recession. I'm going to look out. Like, all that disrespectful shit. All that cynical shit.
I think the fact is...
Put yourself in my motherfucking shoes.
I understand.
You just performed the Guru tribute concert.
Yeah.
You get back to the hotel. You're looking at your emails. You see some shit with Primo Canibus. So put yourself in my shoes, man.
I said that at the time. I heard the response that was on the web that everybody was quick to put out there from DJ Premier from his radio show. And I did feel, and I know DJ Premier was doing this as his character on air, that it was slightly portrayed as a joke by DJ Premier. And I know he was trying to downplay it. That was the purpose of that, I think, to say, look, it's no big thing. You internet trolls are making it a big thing. It's no big thing. We're going to be fine. But in the process of doing that, he did come across as though it was just a big joke. And I remember saying to Menace at the time, and I'll be honest, and no disrespect to DJ Premier necessarily, but I did say to Menace at the time, this is it's a bit more disrespectful now, the way Premier's handling this, because it's not really addressing the issue. He's kind of saying, oh yeah, Biss got all angry about it, but it's nothing. Here's a few jokes, and let's get on with it.
Yeah, he's jumping over it. But see, he wouldn't have liked if, you know what I'm saying, like who he worked for, Sirius Radio or who have you, whatever have you on that level. Like, I don't know who cuts checks on that level, so I'm not going to call out no names in particular, but let's say that his boss, the person that he worked for, somebody that he's anticipating doing tracks for, that's going to cut a check for him, for his album, to, you know, pay his bills, to get his shit popping. Let's say that person went on radio or went on their venue and then said something negative about him. He wouldn't like that, see? He would ante up and confront that energy. That's what he would do. Any real nigga's gonna do that. So my thing is, you know, don't do something to somebody else that you wouldn't want done to yourself. And don't ask other niggas to do some shit that you ain't gonna get in and do yourself. And don't get chided or persuaded to do some shit by your boss and then turn around and act like it's me. See?
Where does this leave you and DJ Premier then? What is your relationship now?
I'm good with Premier. I was good before he said what he said. So I was good before that. I was not good when he said it. And I wasn't good until I said my piece. After I said my piece, I was good with it. Irregardless of what he was going to say in response to that. Because what I said was the motherfucking truth. As far as I can see, it's over. But once this shit comes out and they hear like, yo, man, bitch, still talk about that shit. No, I'm not still talking about it. I'm just saying what the nigga did was not right. And you ain't going to just go over the shit like a speed bump and act like, yo, it's all right, it's good, get over it. I mean, fuck you. Let somebody do that to you and then you talk about it. Let them tell you get over it. So I'm good, but I can't undo the damage that's been done. He could say I can't undo it neither, just like Cool J could say, yo, I can't undo the damage that's been done between us. But if you do stand up like a man and say, you know what, this was defending his own, you know, I jumped out the window, so forth and so on, then even though you can't undo the past, you're rectifying it. You're making some type of an attempt to rectify it. You're showing myself, you're showing everybody that has supported you over all of these years that, yo, I'm not no monster. I'm not running around trying to take nothing from the art form or anybody that's put in. I'm trying to add on. So by not saying it though, you know, like I said, by not saying it, it doesn't matter because, you know, people are not paying attention to, you know what I'm saying, people pulling the veil over their eyes and getting them to, you know what I'm saying, get in line with them. Nobody's paying attention to that. People is like, everybody is running around, you know what I'm saying, man, I want a track from him, or I want to work with this person, or I want to be on this person's track or this person's song. So, you know, when they got that type of advantage to brown nosing, then that's what they do. See, I don't brown nose, man. And niggas gotta fucking get that through their goddamn skulls. I don't brown nose. Never did. That's why I'm in the situation I'm in. I don't compromise with something that I love because I love it. When I say I love hip hop, it's because, and I can say it and know that, and anybody that hear me say it, we could go to the depth of whether I believe it or not, because I have not compromised with my type of hip hop in the way that I put it down. When in hip hop needed to have stood up and said, listen, man, that's dead wrong. Fuck that. The same heat that I got, hip hop needs to put that heat the other way. See? Because I'm the one that feels like the stepchild in that situation. After I did the Guru tribute concert. Right after I get off the stage, shake hands, give dap, autographs, pictures, kick it with them, bounce, back to the telly. Right after that, I get the, you know what I'm saying, I get the birdie, I get the news from the birdie like, yo, man, what's up with that? And on top of that, like, you know what? Let me take Primo out of the situation, because this is not about Primo. This is not about Slaughterhouse. It's not about them, because, you know what I'm saying, they real dudes, regular dudes just like me, okay? We all put our pants on one foot at a time. Now, what I always been pointing at as the culprit is the game. Like the people that, the writers, these motherfucking writers, these fucking bloggers and these writers. I put the ball in their court because they keep repeating and escalating and reposting the negative aspects of anything that people are trying to work out in hip hop. Do you notice that, or am I disillusioned?
No, you're not disillusioned. No, as I said before, and I was just about to say there, that the online hip hop community and the